And we're live. Joe Rogan style.
Joe Rogan style.
Fuck. Yo, podcast jitters.
Yeah, fuck.
Also, do you want me to start it off?
Yeah, you start off.
Shit, guys. So, man, I'll start it off. Yeah. Welcome back. This is episode, honestly, this will be episode 2 of the Hustler's Diary. I'm here with my long-term friend, Alan
Gimray? Yeah.
I didn't know. So you might hear chum in this podcast just
Yeah.
because that's how deep we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
way
since
back,
grade
you know,
6. Yeah.
since grade 6.
Yep.
So Alan Gimray, and I'm the other co-founder, Dylan Wong.
We're the founders of Reverie Media.
Yeah, we are.
Or I guess not founders, I guess.
We're the owners of Reverie Media, and you know, this is one of our things, Hustler's Diary, that we started. We started Hustler's Diary.
Yeah, we just want to interview people that have a good name, entrepreneurs in Calgary, elite people in the city.
And guys, like this is a really introductory podcast episode where we'll try and provide as much value into who we are, right?
Yep.
But we're running short on time because to be honest, it was a hectic past couple days. So we've been grinding it out with Reverie and you know, honestly, Alan, like I call you Alan this podcast.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Alan, like tell me about, like, for the viewers who are listening who don't know you, they see you on TikTok, like, yo, let's start with your story, bro.
Yeah, so I guess me and Dylan have known each other since grade 6.
Yep.
Yeah, we go way back. So we went to, I guess, middle school. Was that middle school together?
Middle school.
Then we separated in different high schools, and then I went to university at Queens, so I did engineering there for 5 years, and then after that, I just hated the field. I wasn't also a very good student at the time. I was partying a lot, you know, doing a bunch of stupid shit, just being a degenerate, you know.
Yep.
And then when I got back to Calgary and I got to family, I kind of had a moment. I was like, okay, what am I gonna do with my life? Right? And I was like, fuck, like. And then you were there too. You were motivating me a lot, actually. I remember that. Car, remember?
I remember. We sat in it was funny because, so I guess past grade 9 we didn't go to school together.
Yeah.
But we've always had that tight friendship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that, I guess in itself, that speaks to like, yo, just the relationship we have.
Yeah.
And then I remember you came back, you finished up with engineering. That was during 2020.
Yeah, 2020. Yeah, 2020.
Yeah, I was still in school, but I was working a student position, and I was running I had a lawn care business. At that time, it was 3.5 years. I sat you down and I just asked you, I said, what are we gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You talked about you wanted to do business and make money since we were kids.
Since
Always
we were
talk
kids.
about that.
Yeah, always say business,
You know?
yeah. And we always had that manifestation, I guess, to get in business together. But when I got back, I was kind of confused, like, because I didn't want to do engineering, and I hated the field, and it just was, I knew it wasn't for me, and I was young, so. Dylan told me, hey man, I should definitely take a risk. Like, we're young, we're still young, right? But at the time we were even younger, and why not take a risk? And I got my real estate license, and even when I was like studying for the course, I remember I was still kind of a degenerate. Like, I was still like doing stupid shit. I was vaping at the time too, you know? Just being degenerate. But as soon as I got my license, I remember like I couldn't do it anymore, and just went all in real estate. So first 5 months didn't make any sales, but I was still putting my name out there. I was making TikToks, Instagram reels, putting my name on social media, just marketing myself. So I was posting 3 times a day, editing 3 times a day, shooting 3 times a day, and that's something that actually Dylan told me to do, and it worked. Like, within 4 months, I got my first sale. Never had any connections, right? It was purely through social media. So got my first sale, and then 5th month hit, I got another sale, and then 6th month, I think I made 4 sales that 6th month.
Yeah.
And then I was okay, this is like life, this is possible, right? It's life changing, but I realized, it's just delayed gratification, right? Back to
Literally, like, yo, I'm super proud of you, John.
Yeah, thank you.
Super proud of you, John. And like, to be honest, I didn't know that, you know, you were gonna take action.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they want advice. Like, I think, we're 21 or 22 at the time.
Yeah.
And at that time, I told you I made like 6 figures that year as a student because I worked. It was 80 hours a week, And honestly, I didn't know if you're gonna take action, bro.
Yeah, I know.
You give so much free advice, and people want to make money. They want to be successful. They want to get jacked. They want to get rich, right? Mm-hmm. And it's simple. Like I told you, I was just like, yo, make sure you find something and you do it properly and you put your head down. At that time, I didn't have social media.
Yeah. Yep.
But you took action, and I'm super proud of you.
Thank you, Trey.
Like out of everyone who I've known. So, give context. We're 24 years old. Alan's actually 4 days older than me, which is crazy. Same year, 4 days, mm-hmm. right? But it's like out of all the people I've met, all the friends we've had, you're the only person who takes action. And even right now, as we record this podcast, it's our second episode. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's gonna be like Joe Rogan experience.
No.
Where this is like a setup. And to be honest, the people who watch this on YouTube, we had to get this, and I'm leaving to the States in 2 days for 5 months.
Yep.
We're probably gonna return this.
Yeah, we have
money back, right? It's always. But very proud of you.
Thank you, Chum. Yeah,
honestly, very proud of you.
Back to taking action, right?
Taking action.
No, you told me you motivated me a lot, Chum. Like I have to give credit to you too. Like it was that time I remember when we went out we had Indian in downtown. Remember that? Yeah.
I remember, yeah.
And then you just sat me down, and then I knew about your experience too. Like it's not like I didn't know, but like you did your landscaping and stuff, which is it's inspirational, right? Like no one's that's taking engineering is gonna run a full-time business at the same time. Like that's not easy to do, like obviously, right? So props to you for that. But no, inspirational, and you told me, like I gotta do it. Like it's either you do it or you don't, right? And people can say all they want, they can talk, they'd be like, yeah, I'll do this, and I'm gonna make it happen. But when push comes to shove, it barely happens, right? But after real estate. Now I'm in it, 2 years almost, I think. So 2 years in real estate. It's been a grind, but it's been really rewarding. And now, I think 6 months ago, I joined Reverie Media, and now I'm the owner of Reverie Media, and now we start the Hustler's Diary podcast. But the journey's still going. But that's basically my story, I guess. But tell me about yours,
No, for sure. So like Alan said, known each other for how many years? Grade 6, 24, like 12, 13 years, 14 years, mm-hmm. maybe even. And I grew up in a very, very, strict household. Families are entrepreneurs. My grandparents came here from Hong Kong. And it's in our blood, man. It's in our blood. Like, honestly, you've seen me growing up.
Yep.
And that's something, I guess, the competitive edge. When you're a kid, you think your parents who discipline you, who when you look, they're not corporate. They do their own thing. You grow up around people whose parents might be engineers, doctors, and then they shame you because your family's business owner. What is a business owner? Okay, restaurants, let's say, because that's what my family background is restaurants. But that discipline, I guess, helped me. I don't think I had a stage really of delinquency, mm-hmm. so helped me get to where I am. But before that, it was through high school, play basketball. We were hoopers. Actually, shout out, and I'm going all over the place from the Asian culture to basketball. But for example, if my parents never decided to put me into a school where it was semi formal, you had to wear a uniform, I wouldn't have met Alan Carr. Alan actually brought me to play basketball, right? You took me there, and that showed me the first sign of discipline outside of my family, which is to hustle, mm-hmm. Train basketball all the time. And honestly, that's an inflection point in my life because I got addicted, mm-hmm. with training, with working hard.
Yep.
For those of you guys who like basketball, shout out to Kobe Bryant, rest in peace to the late Kobe Bean Bryant.
Yep.
But that guy was our idol.
Mm-hmm.
He had that mentality. You could take that mentality and put it into anything. At that time, we thought it was basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally went to prep school. I went finished high school, and I was like, holy, 5'8" Asian guy, tried to, tried to make the big leagues, tried to get a scholarship down south, and that didn't turn out well. But at 16, 17, going away from your family and being in this kind of boot camp environment with people you don't know.
Different
country, you feel different, You get disciplined at a young age. And you learn that you have to take action. If you don't, you fail. So after that, I guess, basketball was most of my life. And I decided to go to U of A for mechanical engineering. And at this point, I'm like, you hear engineers, doctors, they make money. But then you look around and they're just in their collared shirts going to the office. And I was always, I guess, for what may be my downfall, I was like a little bit materialistic growing up. I saw the nice cars, I saw the nice jewelry, the nice clothes, I saw the lifestyle, you know? So I'm like, man, they say engineering is the hardest degree that you can get, but you don't even make money. Okay, I was like, you know what? I'll do this because if I can't even get through something that's structured, and they say it's so hard, but then when people get out, they're not driving the Lambos, they're not driving, you know, the Ferraris. And I'm going to succeed in business because I think at the end of the day, with my family, I always knew, and I told Alan, like, since we were kids, yo, we're gonna get into business together. We didn't know how, of course. We were like 14, 13, you know, but it's fair to say that if I didn't do engineering and I didn't complete it, how do you even succeed in the real world, right? At least that time. And my mom really forced me to go to school to get that engineering degree. To be honest, I'm the first, or shout out to my sister, she beat me by a year, but I'm like the second one now to get a bachelor's in the family, in the bloodline.
Wow.
No one, yeah.
Oh, really?
Really, yeah. No one has a bachelor. No one has a 4-year degree.
I actually didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, so I decided, you know, I'm going to take the hardest thing at a good school, and I got it done. And like Alan said, I had that lawn care and snow removal business that I started right in my first year, because when you go into these institutions, you look at everyone around you, and sure, there's a lot of intelligent people, but 95% of the people there, they're carbon copies of you. So you start learning about economics as you grow older, supply and demand. And you're like, well, he's going to get rich, all 450 people here are going to get rich and successful. So I had to do something outside of the scope of engineering, and that's where, you know, I had an opportunity to take over a lawn care business. And to be honest, that went sour, but I was in too deep. So back to what Alan said, take action. And we grew that to 6 figures, had multiple employees under us, and then we liquidated everything. And then I kept going to do, I finished up my degree. Now we're here with Reverie. Originally, Reverie was an idea because I saw, and this is back to social media, I guess my contacts with social media. During COVID, I saw all these people blowing up. I saw people making internet money, that's what they call it. I'm like, why can't we make internet money? So I made a fitness transformation kind of account, and I blew that up decently. I posted 3 times a day. I was studying it, and to be honest, the goal wasn't to be an influencer, but to study the algorithm. That's how, I guess, when you start real estate, hey, this is what you need to do, and this is like how you're going to gain traction. Landscape's changed 2 years now. It's definitely harder to get followers and to grow. So studied social media, and then decide, hey, we got to do business. So built this agency. And it was because of to be honest, Iman Gotsi got me into the agency space because he's so good at marketing. And then now we're here. So I guess to touch up, I'm also a high ticket seller. I'm a high ticket seller. I'm a corporate sales engineer for a large Fortune 500 company. I'm going to the States for training in 2 days. And that'll benefit the business because, would you agree, Alan, that
I mean, back to any business, we need to be able to sell. It's a foundation. Selling and marketing is the foundation of any business. You look at anything, you need those 2 things. So, yeah, you're going to take sales training, right? So that's going to definitely, like, when you can bring that knowledge back, like, that's a boot camp. That's not even like it's like a boot camp. You're going to come back a different person.
Yeah, isolated from family, and to be honest, I definitely believe as a person in this modern society, especially men, like, yeah, you might call me a traditionalist, but men have to endure pain. They have to endure suffering to gain the knowledge and tools to lead, to be a leader. I truly believe that. So I think during that boot camp, it's not going to be all fun. I hear that, you know, but it's something I have to do for the business, for us, you know, for the, like, long term, Alan and I, we're going to do business until this podcast ends with one of us, you know, I'm going to croak or something, you know what I mean? But it's like, it's these tools where this boot camp, bring it back, you know, it's presentation skills, sales skills, right? They're transferable in any market, e-commerce, online, local, and I think truly, like, Reverie, real estate, doesn't matter what we pursue, where we pursue it, we're going to be able to crush it, I believe.
100%. We're taking action, and like, life is long. Like, 5 months in boot camp, like, sales training is nothing compared to how long life is. Like, people are always like, oh yeah, life is short. No, it's actually very long, and spending we know that it's going to take years to really get going in the business and to reach our goals, but we're willing to wait for that, right? And if we stay consistent for 3, 4, 5, even if it takes 10 years, it doesn't matter as long as you don't give up, right?
We'll be 34 in 10 years.
Yeah.
That's young. I think we'll look, I honestly think, guys, we'll probably look like this until we're 55.
Yeah.
And that like brings me to the next topic, right? With fitness, is like, would you find, like, Chum, fitness has benefited your life, right?
You 100%, yeah. Fitness and taking care of your body, but it also takes, like, it's a mental thing, right? It takes care of your mental and it motivates you. And if you stay disciplined in the gym, it carries on to your business, to your work, right? To your day-to-day life. So it's definitely helped me a lot. And even in terms of back to selling, right? Like, you're jacked, right? You can easily, when you walk into a room, you own the room, right? So because, seriously, right? Yeah. But walking into a room and shaking, a business owner's hand, and, when you look good and you have a good physique and you look jacked, like, man, it's a good first impression. First impression, like, they matter.
100%. If I see someone who is, jacked, let's use that, jacked.
Yeah.
I know, because since I put in the work throughout university, that guy must have done something right. He must have stayed consistent, because you don't get jacked just by working out hard for even 2 months, eating good for 2 months, 3 months. It takes time, unless you're on steroids, then that's a different story. Yeah. And that's cheating. That's a short way to success.
Yeah.
And short ways don't always last. They always fall. Things that take a short amount of time usually take a short amount of time to fail as well. Short amount of time to win, short amount of time to fail. So, I'm glad you've been working out a lot. Like, you look way bigger. Like, everyone, follow at Alan Gimray. Maybe one day he'll post like a skinny boy photo.
I used to be face sucked in. So I guess me and him, we used to be chubby kids. We were obese, bro.
I know.
Like, I went to fat camp and stuff, like,
no way, you didn't tell me that. Oh, I'm learning something new on the podcast. You went to fat camp? Go, tell me about fat camp.
I was just young. I didn't know it was fat camp. But I remember just going to the doctors. I was just young, right? I was like, I like to play dodgeball. This fat camp's just like you play like dodgeball and shit.
You burn calories.
Yeah, and then I realized, like, everyone else in the room is fat. It wasn't just like normal dodgeball, right? So it was definitely fat camp. But yeah, no, we were chubby kids. We were fat kids, but it took us. I don't even know. It took us time, but I was super skinny in the beginning. Like, when I lost weight, I just like I barely ate. Like, I was just like trying to look skinny. I wasn't like trying to be jacked or anything. Just trying to lose pure weight. Yeah. So I was super skinny. I was skinny fat, actually. It was just skinny fat, but it was just it was terrible. I thought it looked good, but looking back, I'm an idiot. Right?
It's all good. Like, that's the thing. Now as much like as technology was prominent back then, it's not what it was now. So you wouldn't have known the tips and tricks. None of us would. Our parents wouldn't have known. Just don't eat. Yeah. Starve yourself. Exercise. But now there's information is vastly out there. It's on TikTok, Instagram. Like, 10-second video can teach you how to become jacked.
Yeah, seriously.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and you're doing that too.
I know. I'm trying to. I'm trying to put that value out there for the people. So. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Alan Gimray, at Dylan Jordan W.
Yeah. And tell us about your fitness journey, though.
Yo, Chum, like, my fitness journey back to basketball, like, I really appreciate it. Basketball changed my life.
No, 100%.
Showed me discipline, showed me what hard work can get you, showed me that it takes time to get good, right? It takes time to be that image you want to be, and it takes work day in and day out. So my fitness journey, like, I was fat playing basketball. I think my senior year of high school, I decided to lose weight. Sorry guys, everyone who's listening, there's a fly around the table, but basically I decided to lose a lot of weight because I wanted to go to prep school or play college ball or something, right? I'm like, no high elite athlete is, and I want to relate this back to business, but you have to look at the reality of the people who say they're successful or have this background. Let's say, for example, back to athletes. I looked at it at the age of 15. I was like, no D1 or NBA player is really chubby, like obese. Doesn't make any sense.
No.
So what's the next plan of action? Is it complain and try and justify that, hey, I can get away with it because I'm good at shooting threes. I'm good at layups. Or like do the right thing. So I decided that summer to like train hard as hell, and and lose a lot of weight through starvation and just like pure cardio. There was no weightlifting involved, and I think I was 180 pounds at 5'8", 5'7", no muscle, and I lost like 35 pounds. Got down to 145. Crazy. Didn't eat, just played ball, drank water, you know, and that was horrible. Stunted my growth, I think. And I just blame back to it. I could have blamed that, hey, my parents, you know, or my family said that I was too fat, so I did this. But honestly, back to anything, it was lack of knowledge. And then from there, it was learning experience to apply in fitness or business. But afterwards, I look at fitness YouTubers, like, yo, you want to have that six pack, don't learn from an NBA player. Learn from a fitness guy, right? Like, NBA players don't have good physique, but you think you want a good physique, right?
That's true, yeah.
So then the fitness journey continued. So prep school, you know, stayed skinny fat, just was a normal guy. And then in university, shout out to my boy Austin Lee. He really put me on what weightlifting was. And Christian Guzman, one of the biggest fitness influencers out there now. He's been around for like a decade. And I really followed him because I saw his story. He was an entrepreneur. He hustled. He was on YouTube. He was doing what we're doing now, you know, in 2011. So seriously, like that's kind of weird. Someone walking the camera. Now it's normal. Everyone's like an influencer.
Yeah.
So took his advice, you know, bulk cut. Still didn't know what I was doing, but at least I was eating now, you know, gaining muscle, pushing heavier weights, and feeling more like a man, transitioning from like a boy to a man, right? And then now, during COVID, 2020, when that social media analysis I did, where I'm like, hey, people are, you know, blowing up, I decided to go on a super heavy bulk. I gained like 60 pounds. And I did that with business. I had a business idea and a fitness idea. So the fitness idea was purely, I got to go on this bulk to gain muscle. I'm going to look good after. Business idea was to grow the social media and learn it. And then afterwards, I guess now we're here, you know, have a strong social profile in the fitness space. I don't post anymore just because really we got to take care of business now. And at the same time, like Chubb, Sam Jack, so I appreciate that. But I think that point where I made that decision to really eat, lift heavy. Make sure that I'm dialing in my protein. Not being scared, like your face gets chubby, delayed gratification. There's gonna be pain and sacrifice, you know. You might think you look like shit, okay, whatever. You know what that goal is. And I think that goes back to when you say fitness and business, fitness comes first. Because fitness has it's the foundation of all the values you need in long-term business. Take the debt, that's not sexy. You know, take the risk of maybe losing it all. Because I could have easily put on 60 pounds and not lost it. I could have made excuses. Oh, my body's too this, my body's too this. Oh, you know, and just stayed at 230 pounds at 5'10". I don't, now, you know, back to the core values of and this is why, like, I'm very grateful for you, is just because, guys, in anything you do, make sure you have the best partner, whether that's a girlfriend, business partner. They have to have the same values as you and be able to align and do the same thing as you. So I'm very grateful for you.
You too, Chubb.
You understand.
Yeah, you too. And we're hustling. You put me on the grind. Like, to be honest, you actually originally put me on the grind.
Appreciate that,
Chubb. Like, one thing I want to point out, Dylan, yo, like, this guy, when he was bulking, this guy thought long term. This guy was already recording himself. Like, obviously you're huge, right? You're fat.
Yeah,
you're fat, right? But you
I looked so bad.
But you saw the long-term vision because you didn't lose all that weight for time after. But you kept he recorded this. He knew what he wanted to do, and he was able to market himself on. Like, it just takes brains to do that. Like, that's just like no one's gonna think about that, right? But like, I wish I recorded myself when I was like chubby, right? But props to you for doing that, Chubb. Like, that's John. It takes like brains to do that stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, you got this one. Now, you know, me and Alan are bulking until next year.
Yep.
But you could do this one too. You
could,
know? You know, we're gonna grow our fitness brand. Like, DJW is just an entity, but to be honest, it's two brains working. You know, we want to sell programs down there. We want to have merch.
Yeah.
We're gonna take over the city. We're gonna take over, you know, the province.
100%.
We're gonna look back at this and episode 2 of Hustler's Diary.
Yeah. And free advice for anyone out there, like, you gotta find a bit, again, like, I'm grateful for you, Chubb. Like, we have the same values, the same mindset, and it helps a lot in business, right? It helps. It's way better if you have two minds than one, right? And and you can move a lot quicker. And the game it's speed, right? Why would you want to be rich when you're successful when you're 60? You know, it's not like anyone can be successful when they're 60. Give me 40 years, I'll be successful when I'm 60, right?
Yep.
But give someone 5 years, right? Give them some 10 years, right? When they're 34. But free advice, just try to find someone that's like same mindset, like back to us, right? And I know the path we're gonna go. Like it's very clear to us, right? And we talk about it every single day. We know the goals and we know the steps we're gonna take to achieve those goals. And it's all just about time, right? But
100%.
back to John, I'm super grateful for you. You put me on this path, John. Originally, you're the first one to put me on this path.
Appreciate it. Yeah, no, I'm grateful for you too.
Yeah, John.
Grateful for you, for real. Like, so I guess you've covered our background, and we'll probably run this podcast, you know, in the future again, you know, because I want to make sure that the viewers know who we are, right? Build that trust.
Yeah.
And in this day and age, I'm going to give some free game to the viewers too. If you guys want to grow on social media, you see all this kind of internet money, you want to call it, develop a personal brand, develop something, have your face out there, because when people look at people, they automatically, there's rapport right there. They see a face, right? The day and age of, especially with AI on the rise, of just being behind a computer screen and trying to deliver value, if you're an entrepreneur especially, is done. Have a personal brand. You don't need a lot of followers, that's the thing now.
No.
You really don't.
No, seriously. And I think social media, like, I remember listening to, like, Nubble, right? He said something about, like, the old types of businesses, like, you need a lot of capital to start. You need restaurants, you can do this, but when you look at the new types of businesses, the ones that are going to be huge in the future, like Joe Rogan, for example, he just makes a podcast that's free to set up, to cost maybe, $200 for the mics and stuff, but he's making, like 6, maybe 7 figures each podcast.
Yeah,
it's crazy, right? And it's the future of the new types of entrepreneurs and the new types of businesses, but it's all through the internet now, right? Because no one's going to be able to replace you, right? You are you, and AIs can never replace you, right? But
so I guess, like, you know, give some game to the viewers, Alan. You're a real estate, you know, celebrity in the city. You are a real estate TikToker, influencer, and I know you want to stray away from that. But let's say there's a person listening, they really want to get into the personal brand game, real estate. What kind of tips would you give for them today?
Today, like, to be honest, it's not easy to do, but you have to put your face out there on camera. And, like, I literally mean put your face on camera and put your face, like, make a video out there. But no one wants to do it because people are scared of what people think of them and stuff, and what society will think of them. But to be honest, when I started first posting, I was also scared. I was like, damn, I don't want to post it, because I knew I wasn't good on camera. I was terrible on camera. You know that, remember that, right?
I think the biggest thing, like, tip number 1 on social media, post what you think aligns with your brand that's trending.
Yeah.
And don't even worry about if people unfollow you, because you're always going to have new audiences.
No. Yeah.
And you got to study it. You got to study your analytics. You got to study the trends. Because one thing that Alan was always scared of was, like, he would always come and be like, yo, I'm scared I'm going to lose followers. You lose followers, that's fine. They're not part of your brand then, you know?
Yep. And you really got to build a foundation. And losing followers is fine, because then you really figure out, okay, like, you have people that still follow you after maybe you posted that thing that you thought you would lose followers on, right? So now you've built this foundation, and when you've built a foundation, it's somewhat of a community that you can provide to. But the name of the game is consistency. That's all it is. The name of the game is consistency and getting your reps in. Because in the beginning, I was terrible. I was not good on camera, but I was still posting 3 times a day. But eventually, when you get those reps in, you get better on the camera, you get better at filming, you get better at editing, you figure new things out, you see new trends. And just like anything, to be honest, it's just consistency. That's the name of the game. And you have to have delayed gratification. You're not going to make your first, if you're selling a program, so whatever it is, you're not going to earn money in your first month, 2 months, 3 months. It might be a year after. But if you can stick to that goal, and if you can stay consistent, it will happen, right? And again, back to, if you never give up, if you never stop, you're unstoppable by definition.
By definition.
By definition, right? So that's my free game to all using some motivation, I guess, too.
Yeah, 100%. I like to touch on that topic. A lot of people try, they fail, and they think that this is it. They try and they fail, and they go back to whatever they do.
Exactly.
You know, they go back to being, you know, super skinny, super fat, super broke, etc.
Yep.
You try and you fail and you learn, you analyze. You should always be analyzing in anything you do. Fitness, how do I do this better? Business. How do I make the process more efficient? And if you fail 7 times, those 7 times you're always getting better. You're learning, you're hands-on. If you're truly trying, you're always going to learn something. You're going to learn what not to do or what to do. But that doesn't happen if you just fail once and you quit.
Yeah.
So get better, fail, get better, fail. And then at some point you might hit that, 1 million followers, $1 million deal because of all these skills you've acquired. You know?
Yeah. No,
so I just wanted to give that out there too.
Yep.
Because to be honest, people don't know. But like I sold the fitness program, I tried the online coaching, and it's just like, okay, those aren't working. Why isn't it working? And with like our agency, there's a lot of learning. Would you say?
Yeah, a ton of learning, and you always got to learn. Back to knowledge, right? Knowledge is value, and when you can provide that to your customer, your client, they see that. So there's a lot of marketing that you need to do, a lot of selling you need to do, but if you can't provide value at the end of the day, you will have clients that will stick with you for a month or two, but then they'll drop you, and then you're always rotating clients, and then you're always going to be working in the business, right? So always need to build slow, and have that foundation and learn, right? But outside of business, you're a disciplined guy, Chuck. You're super disciplined, but what's one thing that...
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck. The camera just shut off, so...
Camera just shut off, so it's all good. So we can just have like a photo of us talking.
Yeah.
And just put it,
it's
video.
Shit, yeah.
I'm going to apply for a Spotify license.
Yeah, we have to do that.
We will.
Yeah.
So, see, back to like, this is what happens. You're not prepared for the podcast, camera shut off, so the video's going to be cut off. But show me what you're saying.
Yeah, I was saying, so one thing out of business, so maybe it's in your routine that you do every day or something that helps you stay in that mental space, but what's one thing you do every single day consistently that's really helped your mental state and set you up for the day, I guess?
I guess the biggest thing is, for me, be grateful. When you know that you have this opportunity to conquer the world, you know that you have this opportunity to better your health, working out, making money, you can do it happily, because if you're not grateful, you're gonna never be happy. You're always gonna complain. You're always gonna think that, why don't I deserve this? I don't have this. But once you accept like being grateful, to be honest, life changes, because then you're grounded. Then you realize that, okay, I have this opportunity. We could have lost a lot of, there's points when we talk about basketball, you pulled me into basketball, inflection points of life.
Yep.
Right? It could have went sideways.
Yeah.
I could have maybe, be mentally, neurologically deficient, right? Or something has happened. So one thing I practice every day is just gratitude journaling. The first thing I do is journal what I'm grateful for today. And from there, my day could be shitty, my day could be good, but I have that mental state of being grateful for my life, so I better take action. And back to, you said take action is the biggest thing, right? So
No.
being grateful.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's something I got to work on. Like I remember I was doing gratitude journaling for a bit, but I got to get back on that, to be honest.
So then with you, I'm gonna throw the question back at you, Chum. Like, what's one thing? You're also disciplined. Like I said, you're one of the only guys I know at 24 years old. I've known you for so long, and you're not spoon-fed, silver spoon child. You're trying to take care of your family. What's one thing that you've been doing that's been working?
I think the biggest thing is probably just having a good start. So it's called a miracle morning, right? So when you get up, like many people, what they'll do, they'll get up, they'll check their phone, they'll lay in bed for a bit, go take a shower, check the phone again, and then they'll start their day. But when you do that, you're setting your subconscious and you're setting your day up for failure, kind of, right? But if you really have a miracle morning and you stay disciplined to it, your day is really, it changes. So what I do is wake up, I don't check my phone anymore. So for the first half an hour, I won't check my phone, I won't touch it. I'll get my reading in, so cycling through book month to month. So get my reading in, and then meditating every single day. And one thing I'm working on is trying to get sunlight now. First thing in the morning, get sunlight into your eyes. Mm-hmm. I think Huberman said that, right?
Huberman, yeah.
Huberman, right? Yeah, so get sunlight into your eyes, but that's something I'm working on. But besides that, it's meditating and reading every single morning to set up my day for success. And if I can, I'll get the gym in the morning too as well, but that's another thing. To be honest, Stampede's kind of ruined my schedule a bit, but I'll get back into it. But yeah,
I'll get back into it.
Meditating and reading, two biggest things. And reading is really good for your brain.
100%.
Like, insane.
Everyone needs to read.
Everyone needs to read.
It helps you articulate your thoughts better. It helps you, think better. It's honestly, it's working out for your brain. You want to get meditation, journaling, reading. Those are the exercises. Those are your squats, deadlift, and bench for your brain.
Yeah.
You need all three of those.
Yeah.
In order to build that physique, build that mental capability.
Yeah.
People forget that your brain is just it's muscle. It's what it is. It's just a muscle that you need to train. Because growing up, we weren't that smart. We were fat and kind of stupid.
Yeah. Well, we were just like, we didn't really care.
We didn't care.
We were just like hooping. We were just eating food, right? Just trying to have fun, eating chips.
Yep.
A ton of chips, right? But
yeah, no. So I'm excited for us. I'm very excited, and honestly, I think we probably won't be able to get any podcasts in for the next 5 months as I'm leaving.
Yeah.
But we should revisit when I come back. Let's do episode 3.
Yeah. We'll get we can do another one of Me and You too, or we have connections now.
Yes. Speak on that. On that, we got 5 minutes here because I have a meeting actually we got to get to.
Yeah.
And the camera died, so we don't want to bore you with just our voices.
Yeah.
But back to speak about network, and also speak about one thing that I wanted to bring up was I like your voice on this podcast. Guys, that sounds weird because if you guys check at Alan Gimray, watch his real estate videos, you'll see what I mean. Yeah. But this is the authentic you.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I changed my voice a little when I'm on camera because I was trained to in the beginning, and now it's kind of implemented in but I'm slowly trying to fix that up. But no, in terms of your network, right? It's your network. It really is your net worth. And what me and Dylan have been doing a lot lately is trying to build out connections, meeting people for coffee, going out there and shaking hands. And it's changed. It's really affected our business. Even in the past week, it's actually right. I won't speak to specifics, but we have it's been pretty good.
Been crazy. That's all I can say. Yeah. All I can say is stay tuned for Reverie.
Yeah,
stay tuned for Alan and I. We're like we said, we're gonna, and I think you have to really speak it. You have to speak it to yourself. You speak it into existence. You can't just hold your thoughts. It starts with thoughts, then it starts with output. The first output is your mouth. You're just talking about it, and then it slowly comes together.
Yeah, no, it really is.
4 or 5 months, 6 months, whatever the timeline is for what we've been accomplishing has been tremendous.
Yeah, and you stay consistent, and imagine just a year, just 6 more months, or right? It's
because with this podcast, we could have been the camera died, let's stop. I'm leaving to the States, let's do it when we're back. Make excuses, and at the end of the day, excuses are excuses.
That's
take action. I love that. I actually love that. Take action. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can't wait for the perfect time.
No. Last night, we were up till 1 a.m.
1 a.m. I went to bed at 4:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Got out of bed.
Yeah.
We said meet 9:30. Okay, 10 minutes late. I let you know.
Yeah.
Still, we're here. We gotta do more work.
Yep.
We said we're gonna record the podcast, even if it's 40 minutes. We'll follow this back up.
Yeah, and we're working, man.
We're working.
Nothing else to do. Again, if you're young like us, man, we're in the prime years. This is where you have to be grinding, right?
We gotta run this back, John, because there's so many topics where it's we were all over the place today, just explaining ourselves, which is fine. It's our second episode with each other. Yeah. So they're gonna be just fun. It's fun.
It's fun, yeah.
But there's so many topics where we can just kick. See, guys, create content, don't consume. Create content. You guys can all buy a mic, kick the shit with your friends, and there's a podcast right there. Boom. There's a podcast. It could be entertaining, it could be valuable, but that's content. Hour, 2 hours. How many times have you, when you're in your delinquent days, just kick the shit with your boys 3-4 hours talking bullshit? Yep. Right? Imagine if you had a mic on you. There might be 5 seconds out there that could go viral. There might be, 1 minute that's a good, valuable piece, right? Yeah. Yeah. People don't know that. No. Yeah, this is just talking. I'm just talking to you.
We're just talking, yeah.
And yes, the viewers, I appreciate you guys staying. It's been, 40 minutes almost. Yep. There might be some stuff where it's not, valuable to you, but hopefully we entertain you, hearing us talk.
Yeah, this is just an introductory episode, get to know us episode, but we definitely should revisit it because there's so much we have to talk about.
I think, honestly, when I'm back from Wisconsin, because that's where I'm going, we should have episode 3 of a follow-up to this, because there's I wanted to ask you about, there's too much relationships, more business, more game for real estate agents, why they should get into real estate. If you really want to get into real estate, why you should hire a marketing agency.
No, seriously.
or a consulting agency. We're changing the game, right?
Yeah, it's different now.
Why you started, Reverie Calgary, that's your idea. What was the thought process? So much to talk about. I think we couldn't cover it due to all the work we have to do.
Yeah.
But hey, back to it, don't make excuses. It could have been no podcast today. It could have been zero.
Yeah.
One is better than zero.
Exactly.
Always.
Always, yeah.
Doesn't have to be perfect. So I guess, Chum, I'll end it with this. I want to ask you, and you can, direct the question back, because this is how we're going to end the podcast, always, with any guest. This is the Hustler's Diary. So if you're listening to the Hustler's Diary, it means you want to hustle. It means that you want to get to a place from hustling, putting it all in, giving 100%, call it what you want, Mamba mentality, McGregor mentality. You got to hustle, you got to go crazy, you got to sacrifice.
Yeah.
So in 7 seconds or less, because who knows, maybe this clip will go viral. Well, there's no camera anymore.
Yeah.
But this audio might hit somebody on the internet because short form content, right? I'm a big proprietor, like 7 seconds can change your life.
Yeah, 100%.
What is one tip you would give to the modern day hustler right now in 7 seconds or less?
Take action and make sure you use your time effectively. Biggest piece of advice right there.
It's a very good piece of advice. Take action and use your time effectively.
Yeah. And I'll ask you the same question. So to end this podcast, in 7 seconds, what's your piece of advice to the hustlers out there?
In the game of hustling, make sure you stop, breathe, be grateful, and think. Think about what you're doing and be very conscious. Because you never know what you could be doing, and people don't think, people don't live. So stop and think, and be grateful.
That's awesome.
Yo, it's been a pleasure, John.
Yeah,
It's been a pleasure. We're ending this podcast, and we're gonna follow up on this.
Yeah, we will.
I'm excited for us. I'm excited for the next 10 years together.
Oh yeah,
5 years. I'm excited for the next year.
Yeah. What's gonna happen?
I'm excited for the next episode of this.
Yeah, seriously.
We're gonna be changed. It's gonna be 5 months of grind.
And we're gonna grow this. I mean, if you're listening right now, it's gonna grow.
It's gonna grow. Everyone follow at Reverie REVERI Media on Instagram and TikTok, and follow at Reverie Calgary on Instagram. Also follow me and Alan's personal Instagrams at Alan Gimrate, AlanGhimire, and then at Dylan Jordan W, DYLAN JORDANW. And at the same time, you'll see us on our new TikTok page, ag.reverie, right?
Yeah. You'll see these clips there. So ag.reverie and djw.reverie.
Yep. Simple. We have so much to talk. There's so much value, funnels, how TikTok's become a landing page, how followers don't matter on TikTok. It's all about Instagram.
Yeah.
There's so much.
So much.
Pleasure, John.
Pleasure, Tom. Always.
Always.
I'm excited now. But I guess we'll end the podcast then. We gotta grind now. We gotta go
grind.
Let's
go.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Fuck, John.